14-year-old Gina DeJesus never made it home.
It's a family's worst nightmare. A son, a daughter, a loved one.
We're doing everything we possibly can to help you.
Gone without a trace. America's Most Wanted has brought justice and hope to families across America, helping to bring more than 65 missing children home.
Thanks to some tipsters, Elizabeth Smart was recovered alive.
Now we carry that legacy forward with a single mission: to bring the missing home.
This hole in my heart where Chelsea's supposed to be.
We've assembled a team to lead the search, boots on the ground. Gabby Petito's father, Joe Petito.
Carlos Park's literally right here.
Survivor, advocate, and investigator, Kara Robinson Chamberlain. Former undercover detective Derek Levasseur.
Maybe someone out there can do something.
True crime podcaster Payne Lindsay.
Somebody needs to be asked some hard questions.
Working with investigators and listening to families.
Why would he take the van? Why would he take my phone?
There's no more waiting. Tonight we're going to find them.
No family should have to wonder what happened to their child.
She just vanished.
We need your eyes. We need your voice.
We're one tip away from changing the course of this case.
We need your help.
It's a missing piece to the family. I miss my son.
Because one sighting, one tip, one moment
We're this close.
can bring someone home.
We never stop searching, as we know the families won't stop either.
The search begins now.
Good evening. I'm Harris Faulkner, and this is America's Most Wanted, Missing Persons, a new show following the lead of the iconic true crime series. We have 3 urgent cases to dive into tonight, and we've assembled a fantastic team of experts to help us. Derek Levasseur, former undercover detective who has worked with the FBI and the DEA. Kara Robinson Chamberlain, a child abduction survivor who escaped her captor and went on to become a deputy sheriff. And our special guest, Joe Petito. After the disappearance and tragic loss of his daughter Gabby, he has made it his mission to help other families find their loved ones. And you recently went to Arizona to help David Robinson search for his son, Daniel.
I've been friends with David now for a few years, and the torment that he's had to go through day in and day out, I don't understand the strength that takes, and he really is someone to be admired.
Yeah, you both are. I'm glad you're here, and you're helping us solve more here. So let's get to the first case. In the fall of 2023, 32-year-old Chelsea Grimm vanished in the Arizona desert, and Chelsea's circumstances are hauntingly similar to that of Gabby Petito's. A missing young woman and a heartbroken family.
Hello, are you doing all right?
Yeah, I just was doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers and got a little emotional, so I was crying before I got back on the road.
I'm just making sure someone called it in, so...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're quite all right.
I'm just going to sit here and cry.
All right, you're good to go.
Hi. Janet Grimm.
Joe Petito, how you doing, Janet?
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Joe, Steve.
Steve, nice to meet you.
Good to see you. Come on in.
This is a case of Chelsea Grimm. A lot of similarities to our own personal story when it came to Gabby. Cross-country trip, camping, but Chelsea's been missing for 18 months. It's my understanding Chelsea was coming from San Diego, working her way throughout the country to come to a wedding.
She was. Chelsea had broken up with her boyfriend. She got as far as Arizona, and she didn't think she could make it in time for the wedding, and she said, I'm going to do a little camping and have some me time.
When she left San Diego, she was distraught. She actually said, don't worry, I'm going to be off the grid, it'll just be a couple of days.
The last time we talked to her was the 27th. The last time she was actually seen alive was on the 30th.
We reported her missing October 4th, and they found her car the next morning.
With 2 flat tires. All of her stuff is in it. And it's in the middle of nowhere. It's your worst nightmare. Chelsea is our second daughter. She has tons of energy.
Happy birthday to you.
She developed early on a knack for getting attention.
The way she approaches her life has always been a little different from the way people approach the world.
Her car was found on a National Forest Service road.
Yes.
15 miles off of the last paved road.
So do you think that there's a possibility that a nefarious incident happened?
That was our first instinct, for sure.
She left her camera in her car. Chelsea never went anywhere without her camera.
She loved taking pictures.
And leaving her camera is inconceivable to me.
The fact that Chelsea left her camera behind is very concerning for her. But it wasn't just her camera either. Chelsea had a to-do list in her vehicle. A couple of the items were to meditate and to be baptized. What do you think, in your opinion, happened?
I wouldn't be surprised that she's joined an organization that's spiritually based. Frankly, if we found her in one of those and she's okay, then we would be pretty thrilled. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best case scenario for the most part. You know,
kind of feels that way.
The problem is, until we find out what happened to her, this hole in my heart where Chelsea's supposed to be won't go away.
Yeah.
And to live like that forever just seems impossible.
Thank you for the strength it even takes to talk about it. We're going to go out there and reinvigorate, you know, the case in a way and see what we can do, you know.
I just can't go back there again.
I understand that.
I can't even really imagine going back there again.
I connected with Chad Steve because I understand the heartache and pain. Everybody that's on that missing person list needs to be found. That's why we're here, to help put that message out there. If it's okay with you guys, kind of we'll start off with the timeline. And
So if we break down the timeline, September 28th, she's contacted by that police officer.
I was just doing a photo shoot. If it's okay with you to if I hang out here for another like 15 or 20 and then head on the road, that would be my plan, I think.
She then goes into someone's driveway.
What are you doing? You're driving on my yard.
She's just lost.
And then she goes deeper into the woods. That vehicle was there up until October 5th.
there weren't a lot of footprints and stuff around the vehicle.
No. Based on the photos on the camera, she took pictures of clothing hung in a tree. Other than that, we really haven't found any clues. You know, where the vehicle was, it's right here. All these lines are individual searchers. We had search dogs, we used drones, we used helicopter, and then we posted missing person flyers throughout the area.
Chelsea left her significant other. You guys fill me in on how that worked out?
We were never able to establish at any point he ever actually enters the state of Arizona.
Gotcha. Talking with the Coconino County Sheriff's Office, they were able to determine that the ex-boyfriend didn't have the means or the availability to leave where he lived to go to where Chelsea was. The dad thinks that there might be some cut-off community.
We did have a theory for a possible cult. We have no information or knowledge that that exists.
Gotcha. All right. One of the theories is something nefarious could have happened. You know what I mean? Walking back to town.
There was no evidence of a homicide. There was no evidence of a kidnapping.
Okay, so let me ask you this. 2 flat tires? Do you see that often? Usually it's one. I found it very odd that she had 2 flat tires. Didn't call AAA, but she had AAA, so that was odd.
Based on the investigation, we felt like the most appropriate lost person behavior category was maybe a mental health issue, and she just got outside the vehicle and was lost.
I believe she walks away from that vehicle, and in that area, it puts you into some hazardous conditions. There's mountain lions, there's other types of wild animals operating in this region.
Gotcha. All right. So, best guess, either she got lost in the wilderness, something happened by an animal or something like that, or a cold or something, or someone passing by. Took advantage of an opportunity.
There weren't a lot of clues.
No family should have to wonder what happened to their child. After Gabby, we made a promise that we're going to try and help as many people as we can. There's not a lot of clues out there, but going to the spot where Chelsea's vehicle was last located could be the deciding factor in how she's found.
Wow. What was it like meeting the Grimms?
I was really nervous going to meet them for the first time, believe it or not. Because I might have a little bit of guilt, I was able to bring Gabby home, where it's almost 2 years and they haven't been able to bring Chelsea home yet.
You know, you got to see the topography there, and I've been through the Coconino Forest. It's not easy.
No.
How much did it help you to actually, though, be on the ground there?
It really gave me a perspective of what might have happened while being out there, seeing the direction her car was in, seeing what state her car was in. There's a lot of speculation, but it really gave me perspective on what possibly happened.
I think it seems most probable that she was going for help. She maybe left on foot trying to get help or trying to find a space that was not so vulnerable, and then possibly became a victim of opportunity.
Agreed. Well, so Chelsea started off on the 24th, heading towards Phoenix to meet up with a friend. She met up with this friend on the 27th of September. Now, those 3 days that passed, where did she stay? Where were the hotels? Was it just camping in her car? We don't have that information. She was going to meet her friend on the 28th in Phoenix again, but instead drove 3 hours north, 170 miles towards the Khabib National Forest. And there's not a lot out there, so just stopping for gas on a highway exit is not something you can do readily, easily over there.
Yeah, there's not a lot out there, but there is a lot of traffic, believe it or not. And I think, Joe, there's not a better person to be honest, because we know from Gabby's case, it took a YouTuber online having some footage that was trivial that saw Gabby's van. So this case is promising because there may have been someone who traveled through there and saw something that they don't know at this point how valuable that information really is.
Take a look at what you have in terms of captured video on your phone. You might have seen something.
Right.
And if you have any information, please call 1-866-AMW-TIPS or go to our website, amwtips.com. Still to come, in part 2 of Chelsea's story.
On the last day she was out here, she takes that photograph. You can see the truck leaving.
Couldn't have been an animal. Did she go off the grid, or even just a crime of opportunity?
And then later,
the producer's screaming, "Terrence, stop!"
Next thing I know, he's running off the side of the mountain.
We stayed in this little area, and I'm like, this guy's long gone.
Savannah went downtown. He was the last person to see her alive.
After she went missing, someone attempted to use her Cash App card.
She just vanished.
Welcome back. The search for Chelsea Grim continues. In part 2 of our story, Joe Petito talks to private investigators and gets new details that could blow this case wide open.
I can't believe she drove this. If it was dark and I was driving, we'd get lost. Talking with the sheriff's office, they classified it as a mental health issue. Now we're going to speak to the private investigators to see what theories they have. So, I mean, there really is nothing out here.
No, there's really not. Any direction from here on foot's going to take you days.
The car was parked literally right here.
Right
in the center of the road.
On the last day she was out here, there was a set of hunters that came by in the morning. They asked her if she was okay. She said she was, so they went about their business. Around midday, an Arizona Game and Fish officer tells her that if she felt like she needed to walk to town, she needed to go back the way she came. About 5:30, 5:45, she comes across woodcutters.
So we asked her if she had any trouble. She said, no, we're fine. She says, I'm just taking pictures, and you just missed a beautiful sunset.
She sits here after she had contact with the woodcutters, and then she takes a photograph from her driver's seat into her mirror.
So it was of the woodcutter with the license plate in the side mirror?
Right. You can see the truck leaving, and then her last photograph was taken out her front windshield right there. And that's it. That's the last thing we know that she did.
Chelsea did run into a lot of people. Maybe she ran into one that wasn't good. Even after 18 months, a local search team of American Legion members continue to search for clues to Chelsea's whereabouts.
Shifting through all her photos to find items that we believe she took with her, the things that are not accounted for are 2 very large leather-bound books, some jewelry, a pair of French-branded glasses called Privé Revue, and her bearded dragon named Rosie.
Let's see what they can find, huh? There's nothing out there for miles and miles. A couple weeks killed me. Right. When you start talking 18 months, 4 years, no family should have to go through this. Seeing the people that came out trying to help search for Chelsea, it's just amazing to see, and we need more of it, so please continue it. Oh.
What do you think that is?
An elk? Couldn't have been an animal, an aggressive mountain lion. Imagine a 32-year-old with nothing to defend herself. Maybe something did happen with an animal.
I don't think that in her mind she was thinking how risky it is to be in a place like this.
This terrain here is not conducive for a person on their own.
There are campsites up here. There are hunters that go up here.
I could see Chelsea, she just wanted to cut off, went off to some off-the-grid community, or even someone just coming along, and just a crime of opportunity. Regardless of if it was a mental health issue or any other issue, the fact is Chelsea's missing and needs to be found.
All right, so we know that there's some pictures, and we know how much she loved her camera. She took careful care with the camera and those belongings in the back of the car. It's like she knew she was going to come back to that vehicle potentially. So, Joe, what does that tell you?
It eliminates some things that were said before, which is the mental health crisis that might have been happening. And a lot of times labels get put on missing person cases.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening in cases often, but a missing person is a missing person. Whether there's a mental health crisis, whether someone's a runaway, as I was listed, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's someone who needs to be found.
And two things can be true, right? She could have been experiencing some type of mental anguish and yet still encountered someone with malice intent.
Kara, what are your thoughts?
I want to remind people that victims don't always act the way you think they should act. You can take a case like mine where I was initially listed as a runaway. The neighbor saw me willingly get into the car. And so ultimately, had I not escaped, I would be another missing person possibly. I would be another murdered girl. So the search was different.
I think Kara's case is important to really understand in this one as well, because with Kara, obviously, her offender came up within a matter of seconds with a gun, and it changed everything. And when we think about Chelsea, a lot of people approached her, and she politely declined. She didn't want the help. But what if she met someone who didn't take no for an answer? And if they're a hunter or a camper, more than likely, what are they going to have on them? A firearm, a knife. So in that situation, a young woman alone out in the wood, maybe not feeling her best at that moment, it would be easy to take advantage of her, especially if they had a weapon.
What about her list? She left a list behind her.
This is fascinating. Let's pull it up. So to me, the most interesting thing about it is what's not here. And what I mean by that, well, what's missing from this photo? The rest of the notebook. And we know that one of the leather-bound books is missing. So for me, I would love to have access to the rest of that notebook to know what that plan was.
And I actually find it interesting where she crosses out meditate and keeps read the Bible, and it kind of plays into this together. So there could be this element of her joining into some spiritual community.
Yeah, there was a photo that she took that looked like a makeshift shrine that potentially she made. And what's interesting about this photo is if there's campers out there right now in this area and they see something similar to this, they need to take a photo of it, they need to document the location, because if we find a few of them, it might lead us to Chelsea.
I think the same exact thing that helped us bring Gabby home can be the key to bringing Chelsea home. Again, Jen Bethune was able to bring Gabby home for us with the video that she found going through the Teton National Park. But I'll tell you right now.
And by the way, at the time, not looking for your daughter.
Yeah.
Not knowing how significant that video would be. That's what's important here, because someone else could have video in this case as well.
But heard the call to action.
Yeah, 100%.
And took the time.
Again, Gabby, from Wyoming down to Florida, he could have dropped her body in Nebraska. Who was going to be able to identify her at that point, especially if there wasn't the social media presence that we had?
You know, I have to say this. You blow me away, Joe. You really do. And Gabby created some of that social media presence with being who she was.
I'll tell you this. The worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life was a phone call I received on September 19, 2021. If I can get past that day, nothing else is going to hurt me as much as that. So having these conversations that we're having now and talking to families isn't going to hurt me as much as that. So I know that I can do this, and together we're going to make a difference and hopefully bring Chelsea and everyone on that missing person list home.
That's right. We will. Kara, if you could, what would you say to Chelsea?
If you're out there and you're being held against your will, there will be a moment of complacency. That's your chance to escape. You're brave enough, you're strong enough, you're worth it, you can do it.
Amen. Remember, if you at home know anything at all, please call 1-866-AMW-TIPS or go to our website, amwtips.com. Stay close. Welcome back. Our search for the missing continues, this time for 26-year-old Terrence Woods Jr. He was working on a TV show in Idaho when he allegedly took off running down a cliff and vanished. What caused him to run? And how do we find him? I want everyone to watch this.
So this is T's room. This is the way his room was the day I took him to the airport, September 30th, 2018. Here's T. Hello. That's us together. He had a traveling bug. He would show me his passport. He said, Dad, look at my passport. It's stamped this. I'm going here. After he graduated from the University of Maryland, he moved to London. Then he started working for the TV industry. He left to go to Idaho September 30th, 2018. And they were going to do this shoot. They were supposed to be going for 2 weeks. Then the next time I heard from him, he said that he was coming home early. And that was the last time I heard from him before he allegedly disappeared off a cliff.
London was my first ever destination outside of the U.S., and one of my favorite things about it easily was just staring at the Palace of Westminster.
These are videos from Woods' Vimeo page that show he's worked on a number of productions around the world. The 26-year-old was part of a dozen-person crew shooting a documentary in the Oro Grande area with a London production company called Raw TV when he got separated. Witnesses on the scene told the sheriff's office Woods had been acting strange.
We met Terrence in Grangeville. He was like an assistant on the shoot. That morning, I remember seeing Terrence with my wife, Sheree, on the little road that led out of there. I think she knew his whole life information before the end of the day.
We met and we talked for a long time. There was something with his family dynamics. He says, oh, my mom is having major surgery. And they said, oh, and my dad, he's going blind. That was the picture he was painting, this whole thing. A couple hours later, we hear, it's a wrap, and some of them are singing because they're coming back. And so we walk over here. He was about 30 feet away. And he stands there and he turns around, he has a radio in his hand, and he put the radio down on the ground behind him. At that point, I turned around, and then all of a sudden, the producer starts screaming, Terrence, stop! Stop, Terrence! He was running down the mountain. The producer goes running after him.
I could hear all this brush breaking and branches breaking, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? I asked my wife, what's happening? She goes, I don't know. Next thing I know, he's running off the side of the mountain.
He absolutely vanished.
We got the call, and we did some basic searching from the information that we got, but we saw no signs of him. The next day, we got all the dog teams, helicopter.
We were gridding the whole mountainside.
We didn't find anything.
We stayed focused in this little area the whole time, and I'm like, this guy's long gone.
We had trackers come in, and they tracked him down to a road crossing, and they thought that they could see his slide marks down to the road base. That was it.
His dad said the things he told me were not true, but at the time I thought, oh, this poor guy, he's got such a sad life that he wanted to go kill himself in the forest.
I mean, I can't even fathom that he ran down a cliff. But if he was to run, he wouldn't have been talking calm and normal to someone and then all of a sudden take off running. If he was to run, he's going to run because he was afraid of something.
People think he fell into a mine shaft, but I don't, because show me the mine shaft. A bear or a mountain lion, there would be remains. There would be some type of evidence.
Do you think Terrence is alive?
Oh, yeah. I think he's alive. Maybe he knew beforehand where they were shooting. He could Google it. He could find out where it was. He wanted to fake a death, start over, start a new life.
He couldn't have gotten lost if he just went down, because he's going to cross a road. But one of the thoughts is that somebody picked him up.
The night before, a girl at the restaurant they went to gave him her number. And then the night he vanished, that girl and another girl show up to where he ran down the mountain. How did they know he disappeared?
The Penman mine is way out there, and for him to plan something, he'd have to plan it really well. What I remember, he had like just a lightweight jacket. You know, when you're out in the elements, you need to be prepared a little bit, and I don't think he was prepared. And maybe you had a panic attack and you ran down for a little ways and you fell in a hole someplace, but you would have thought we would have found him by then, you know? It's no explanation.
What I'm dealing with is like a cancer. So it's killing me slowly. But I'm gonna stay strong to find out the truth. I would like to ask anyone that know the truth or seen anything that happened to my son. Don't be afraid. Please get in touch with the authorities. Let them know what you know so that we can find the truth out and I can at least get closure. Do it hurt? Come on, man. It's killing me. But as long as there's things that remind me of him, he's always here. He's always here.
We hear that, Dad, loud and clear, and we want to help him. And also welcome back Payne Lindsay. Tell me your top thoughts on this.
I mean, it's just so weird. There's too much he said, she said here. We're going off of eyewitness testimony, which is not always that reliable.
It's notoriously unreliable.
The father suspecting foul play, hey, I don't blame him, because what happened? It doesn't make sense.
If he did run down this hill, why would he do that? What was he running from? That's the big question for me.
There should be answers to those questions if we're trying to find a missing person.
And I also think it's perspective. I've interviewed thousands of people. They've all been at the same crime scene, and yet they all have different opinions on what they saw. They're not lying to me. They're trying to tell me the truth, but not all witnesses are created equal.
That's true. All right, we'll get into a lot more of this coming up. What really happened to Terrence and how you can help find him. Stay close.
Hello. That's us together. He doesn't want to put his head with mine, baby.
Poison ivy.
That's not poison ivy.
Well, look, when we look at this, the dad says he allegedly disappeared, which might indicate foul play. What's your take?
I mean, he ran into the woods. Who was in those woods at the time? We won't know. These are questions I would love to have answered.
The idea of him running off of a cliff, everyone seeing him run, and then he vanishes without a trace. They have this slide mark down to a road and then nothing. So I think there's more questions than there are answers in this case.
And it is a tough terrain. I didn't know about all the mine shafts and air vents and all of that.
They were out there. They had canines out there eventually. They had horses out there. They had volunteers out there. They had a helicopter with thermal imaging. No sign of Terrence anywhere, which you go either way with it. He wasn't there or he's underground in a mine shaft.
But I've seen these really deep mine shafts. They are no joke. You take one wrong step and you are gone forever in a hole in the earth.
I don't live very far from the Appalachian Mountains, and there have been maps where you overlay missing persons with the cave systems in the Appalachian Mountains, and they seem to line up pretty closely. That leads me to believe more towards the mine shaft.
So let me play devil's advocate for a second, because the problem with this case, and I think the reason we're covering it, is you have the text message to his dad saying he was coming home early. Why? You also have trackers who went out there, and allegedly they were able to follow something, and it led to a road. And on that road, they said on the embankment, they saw slid marks that might belong to Terrence. So if that's true, what happened from there? Did he get picked up in a car? Did he continue traveling across it? We just don't know.
We know there are no major highways in this area.
But if he did get picked up by a car, he could be anywhere at this point in time.
This doesn't seem like a young man who would leave the face of the earth without saying goodbye to Dad.
I agree with you. This right here is his last text message. It was sent at 8:44 the morning of the day he went missing. What's very strange about this is that he tells his dad, I'll be coming back on the 10th now. The shoot had several weeks left on it. This was sent on the 5th. Why is he planning on coming home early in the first place?
What's the likelihood that no one on that set knew why he was coming home early?
Trying to figure out ways to leave early tells me that he's not exactly happy on set.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is worth noting, Raw TV issued a statement in 2024. Here it is. Terrence was a popular figure at Raw. He was a well-liked and valued member of the production team, and his disappearance greatly affected us all. We have the deepest sympathy for Terrence's family and friends. It is truly heartbreaking that he has not been found, and we continue to hope that he will be. All of that is a quote from Raw TV. And authorities have ruled out foul play. So the question now is, well, what more can they do, Derek?
I think we need to go back to ground zero, start again. I think about drones. Their capabilities are exponentially better, so we need to send a team back up there, make a map, start marking off mine shafts one by one, send those drones down to those deeper areas where maybe they couldn't get to in 2018, because that might solve the problem. We might be able to find him a piece of clothing, a shoe, something to indicate that Terrence was there. That's where we need to start.
I mean, where are my armchair detectives at? I'm talking about Reddit, the internet. I want people online, post pictures, do all your analysis, look at the maps. We've solved cases before online. Let's do it again.
That's exactly how we brought Gabby home. Take a look at the picture, screenshot it, save it. This is a handsome young man that deserves all the attention that Gabby just got as well.
We have to help this dad.
It really does break my heart that he's had to do this for, what, 6 years now? It's a constant type of pain that no one discusses. This is not something that's ever going to go away. Ever.
God bless you, Joe. Terrence's family needs all of us to help. Remember, the number to call, 1-866-AMW-TIPS, or go to our website right now, amwtips.com, to help us help them. Coming up, we have exclusive surveillance footage from the last night a missing college student was ever seen. And we have reason to believe she is still alive. Stay with us. Welcome back to Missing Persons. 22-year-old Savannah Hale has been missing since May of 2022, and we have exclusive surveillance video from the last time she was seen in Shreveport, Louisiana, plus a shocking discovery. Savannah's Cash App card was actually used years after her disappearance.
May 4th, 2022, I woke up around 8:30 a.m. and my sister Savannah had left me this voicemail.
I wasn't planning on letting it go to voicemail, but whenever you get a chance, you can, call me up or whatever. Love you. Okay, bye.
I tried to call her, but I could not reach her. It's not like Savannah to just disappear. Savannah was kind, smart, funny. She loved to sing. I think that I might go cry myself to sleep. She meant everything to me. Still does. She still means everything to me.
She was last seen with her boyfriend going out to a bar that evening. We know that Savannah and the boyfriend went downtown to go celebrate his birthday, had a few drinks, came back home between 3 and 4, and boyfriend's story was they passed out, went to sleep, and then he woke up and she was not there. He says that he assumes that Savannah went through his phone and found something that she did not like, as far as him talking to his ex-girlfriend, and that might have been the reason why she left. He says that she gathered her clothing, toiletries, laptop, and left. At this time, there's no evidence indicating the boyfriend is involved in Savannah's disappearance.
You get a chance, you can call me up or whatever.
6:08, there was a voicemail from Savannah to her sister that did not appear to leave any alarm, but she also sent a text message.
The text message was at 6:42 a.m. Kirsten, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I love you so much, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't do it. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I need a moment. Savannah has struggled with depression for a long time. She has gotten help. She was seeing a therapist weekly. That last month, she did not seemed like she was suicidal.
That's what the strange part was with Savannah taking a few of her belongings. Did she just go start a new life?
The only thing that even indicates it being suicide is a text message. To me, the voicemail just kind of contradicts that text message, and they're only 30 minutes apart.
Call me up. Love you.
On her Google Maps, you can see her driving path from that day. Her last Cash App transaction was at the Chevron when she had called me.
The last known location that we can pinpoint Savannah Hale was approximately 7 o'clock in the morning when her vehicle was seen leaving the Louisiana Tower parking garage. Savannah has not been seen from or heard from since then, almost as if she just vanished.
Six months after she went missing, someone attempted to use her Cash App card.
Either somebody has access to her account, or she in fact is still using that account. Savannah Hale's case, there are numerous possibilities as to what happened, whether it's suicide, whether it's starting a new life. All we can do is speculate.
If there's anyone out there that does know anything or seen anything, I beg you, please, please share. We need her home. We're ready for her to come home.
We have to help her find her sister. So can you pinpoint some areas of hope?
Well, the Cash App thing would be huge for me. I also think the fact that we're not only talking about a missing person, but a missing vehicle. A lot harder to hide. But I'm excited about this case. I think there's a real potential to solve it because I don't necessarily think it's going to be law enforcement that solves this one. It's going to be a concerned citizen who saw her vehicle or saw her, and that's what's going to get us back on the right path.
Yeah, let's talk about the vehicle.
So it's a 2012 Kia Forte. The license plate is 607DNH. It's missing a hubcap on the front driver's side. There is damage on the rear quarter panel on the driver's side. And then there is a weird metal bracket on the front fender. This is not a vehicle that's going to be hard to distinguish from others.
I see.
But I'll tell you this, it's very difficult to hide a vehicle nowadays.
There have been a lot of reports that it might be in a body of water. It's important to note that there's been large YouTube channels that have gone out, dive teams, and searched those waters and have not found any trace of her. So we have to do more, but there have been attempts to find the vehicle in the water, nothing so far.
So these are receipts from Cash App. Payne.
Savannah had a Cash App card. Her sister found out that 6 months after she went missing, her card was used. It was declined, as you can see here. And her sister thought, hey, that's weird. My sister is missing. Why is someone using her card? So she was very smart and thought like a detective here. Right. She funded this Cash App account just to see if they'd use it again. And sure enough, years later, someone uses the card, and this time it goes through. This is a missing persons card. They're using it. The only way to get this Cash App card is from her vehicle or her body.
I think more than likely, based on the size of the purchase, this might be someone who's down on their luck looking for some food. I want to find that person because I want to ask them where they found the card.
Exactly.
That's the most important thing to me.
I mean, we're looking at theories here.
I agree.
Let's take a look at the text.
This is Savannah to her sister. Kirsten, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. I love you so much, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't do it. I'm so sorry. But here's the problem, though. 30 minutes earlier, she sounds so jolly and happy on the phone.
With our story, when it came to Gabby, one of the things that the FBI was able to figure out was that Gabby wasn't the one to write those text messages based on the vernacular that she used. Did she spell this way? Did she put the punctuations like this? Yeah. This is something that we should figure out because that's going to dictate whether or not this text message was even sent by her.
Right. We do have exclusive surveillance video of the last night that we know that she was seen.
She looks like she's having to hold herself up a little bit.
She's not sturdy.
My assessment, she's definitely had a couple drinks. So you have intoxication, sleep deprivation, and now you're out driving around.
What type of condition was she in later on? You know, especially at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're intoxicated, presumably. 2 hours later, you're not going to be that much better if you need a table and a fence to lean on just to get down the block to your car.
Let me be crystal clear here. We have alluded to the fact that Savannah was possibly drinking. That does not change the facts of the case. Savannah is missing.
That's right.
That's right.
We are not laying any blame on her.
Absolutely not.
But what we are saying is that made her more at risk of being a vulnerable person. So if you saw Savannah, if you were in that bar, if something struck you as odd, listen to that intuition. Reach out, share that information with law enforcement.
This was an intense one. Please lean in and do what you can do. Help us find Savannah. The number to call, 1-866-AMW-TIPS, or go to our website, amwtips.com. We'll be right back. We've shown you 3 cases tonight that are as riveting as they are gut-wrenching, and yet there's still hope. We also need your help with this urgent case. On the morning of June 26, 2021, 27-year-old Raja McQueen went out in her 2018 silver Nissan Sentra with her boyfriend Stanley Williams, seen here in this picture. Cameras catch the two in Raja's car near Stanley's neighborhood. Notice there is no external damage to the vehicle. 4 hours later, Raja's car is back on the road. Look closely. Raja is not in the car. A hubcap is missing, and there appears to be a bullet hole in the rear passenger door. Neither Raja nor her car has been seen since. Raja is 5'6", approximately 130 pounds, and has tattoos on her left upper arm. Despite suspicions of foul play, no charges have ever been filed. Stanley Williams, seen here in this picture, and his brother are considered persons of interest by police. If you know anything, please speak up. You can help bring Raja home. Take a look once again at these faces and some of their unique traits. It's up to us to keep searching for them because we have good reason to believe they are still alive. Chelsea Grimm was last seen on September 30th, 2023 in Arizona. She has light brown blondish hair, blue eyes, and wears glasses. She also has a vine tattoo on her left arm. Terrence Woods Jr. vanished in 2018 while working on a TV production in Idaho. He is about 5'9", 26 years old when he was last seen. And Savannah Hale has been missing since 2022. She's about 5'8" and has blonde hair and blue eyes. Memorize these faces. Your tip could bring them home. We shine a spotlight on these cases because we know how powerful you are in helping us to solve them. I want to thank this incredible team tonight, Joe and Kara especially, after all that you have been through in your families. God bless you. Remember, our mission is to bring loved ones home, and it's just getting started. I'm Harris Faulkner. I thank you for being with us. Stay close. We'll make a difference together.